Welcome to Potion Sword Run. It looks like Game Pass. Game Pass is doing just fine. More than fine. For the first time, it has reached over $5 billion over last year. For the first time, Game Pass has reached over $5 billion in profits for the year. Crazy. When you think about it, though, it's gonna take a lot of 5 billions to make up for Activision. But still, we have because I'm part of Xbox. Obviously, I get their profits. No, see, that's how Xbox fans think. Like celebrating all this craziness. Guys, it doesn't really matter. In the end, it doesn't matter if Game Pass is profitable. The only reason why it matters is that you and I, as an Xbox fan, as a gamer, get a deal. We know this deal's not gonna last forever. They're gonna raise the prices soon. If Game Pass eventually goes to PlayStation, they're not gonna get that PlayStation profit. They're not gonna be able to subsidize Game Pass on Xbox. So eventually the price is gonna go up. So I say take advantage of it. Even if right now it's profitable and they made their $5 billion over last year or whatever, it doesn't affect you or not. It doesn't. In the long run, they're gonna do whatever they want to do with it. We know that even if a game or studio is profitable under Microsoft, they'll shut that shit down. We understand that as a big corporation, they have so many things going on that the gaming sector, even the $5 billion, is like a drop in the bucket to them. Doesn't really matter when it comes to the nitty gritty. So I'm saying, yeah, it's cool to see that Game Pass is profitable because I guess they can keep on putting games on there for us Xbox fans, so we can continue to ride that gravy train. But when it comes to like them making money and all that stuff, like who cares? Everybody, it's not our money unless you're like an investor, like a heavy investor. I'm not talking about like you and I type of investor, who make maybe $100, maybe $1,000 or something. I'm talking about like a heavy hitter. Then yeah, this is like shit to celebrate, to get all crazy. But the reason why I'm just letting you know is just because Game Pass is awesome. I like Game Pass. There's so many games on there that I would not have bought otherwise or played otherwise, but because they were on Game Pass, I gave them a shot and I just ended up loving them. It turned out that I freaking love cozy games. It don't even have to be crazy, awesome games like Stardew Valley. They can just be minimal type of cozy games, and I just love them. Who would have knew? Like all these simulator games that they put on there. I never bought simulator games before, and probably my favorite games. One of my top 5, if I'm gonna say favorite games ever, is Lawnmower Simulator. I play that shit every day, and I think they might have new DLC. I think it's going for PC, but I'm gonna investigate. I just been busy with my life. But either way, like I'm saying, the paint. The cleaning simulator, whatever it's called. I mean, those games are just like different, fun. You can just chill with. It's like you don't have to like. There's no stress. It's just, I don't know. It's just like a whole new genres on there that I never would have jumped into. And that like a lot of cooking sims, like not Cooking Mama. There was one where you're a sushi chef. And you're like a little robot sushi or sushi robot. There's like a bunch of cool little games on there that, just there's just so many games on there. Plus, of course, the AAA ones coming out from Microsoft, and you can get lost in those all day. And like Compulsion Games just released South of Midnight. It's just so beautiful. The animation, the story. Oh, the Claire Obscure 33. Like Game of the Year contenders on there. It's just, the list goes on. Indiana Jones, freaking Doom. Grounded just came out just yesterday, and I tried it a bit, but it's the bugs, man. It's like, I just don't like bugs. I mean, I'm not afraid of them. Like, just give me the ick, and I haven't even seen the new spiders and stuff, but I mean, Game Pass is freaking awesome. So I'm just here to celebrate Game Pass. I'm here to let you guys know that it's worth getting if you're an Xbox fan. If you have an Xbox, there's no reason why you don't have it. I mean, I understand people like to buy their games and stuff, but you can buy them later, and the ones most likely be cheaper. I know games are getting crazy and they get more expensive, but just use Game Pass like a game rental type of service. You know, you and I aren't gonna last here forever. We came into this world with nothing. We will leave this world with nothing. So like having to hoard stuff and buy stuff and just like put them on your shelf and stuff and people like no shade on collectors out there, but when people are shelf collectors, what I see is them feeling a void in their life. People who collect games to play them, like if they actually buy them, play them, and then put them on the shelf for memories, that's something different. There's two different type of collectors when it comes to video games, the way that I see when I'm talking about in this situation. And the best thing is to find why that hole exists to begin with and deal with that problem. And then you won't have to buy stuff to, fill that hole and try to make yourself feel better. But I just found that having more stuff just kind of, it's like a chain, just drags me down. Like, I don't know, I feel more free without stuff. Anyways, I'm going to go on a tangent. But Game Pass fulfills that spiritual need that I want as well. But again, you also get discounts with Game Pass. I can keep on going on the benefits of Game Pass. And obviously, a lot of people out there. In February, they had about 35 million subscribers, and that was about 3-4 months ago. So I'm sure the number has risen since then because there's been banger after banger after banger on there. I mean, Call of Duty on there for free. I mean, and people buy systems, PlayStations, just for Call of Duty. I mean, when they hear that you can buy whatever, a freaking Amazon stick, and play Call of Duty for free, I mean, it just expands, Game Pass, if you're able to put Game Pass in different locations. Now, people out there are saying, since they're putting Xbox games on PlayStation, might as well put Game Pass on PlayStation as well. And eventually, I know Xbox, that's what they want to do, but as someone who plays Game Pass on Xbox and pays the premium at $20 a month or so, I don't want it to rise, at least not yet, so I appreciate that PlayStation gamers are out there buying Xbox games, in droves, making it the top 6 selling Xbox games, 6 out of 10, last quarter, because they're getting profit there. They're getting their, profit selling their games on PlayStation. They're getting their profit selling their games on Game Pass on Xbox, and then whatever else they sell. And I think the reason why it's a little bit cheaper right now is because they're getting money everywhere. And once they put Game Pass on PlayStation, that, full price revenue that they're paying for the games is going to dwindle down to Game Pass money. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I mean, it sounds like it's good. So, but right now, I think because they're paying their games full price, they're okay with Game Pass being the price that it is on PC and Xbox. So, anyways, so things are going to change for Game Pass. It's going to continue to be more profitable because people are going to keep on jumping in as Game Pass expands to other systems. So far, it has worked for game studios out there. There was some grumblings from a few people who thought they knew, but it turns out they didn't know, and ended up having egg in their face. And a lot of studios actually like Game Pass, especially smaller ones where they get exposure and stuff. And looks like it's a win-win for everybody. A win for Microsoft, Xbox, a win for the game developers, and a win for the gamers. So the only ones out there hating are PlayStation fans who are stuck with PlayStation Plus and PS, whatever, all those. I tried it. Those PlayStation games are ugly. They're really ugly. The old ones. And they're all janky and shit. And it's like, no, thank you. And they don't even have like first party games day one. It's like, okay, what's the point? Psst. Yeah, they want to double dip. It's because PlayStation needs that money, and that's why they're starting to put their games everywhere. But I already talked about all that. If you want to know more about that, just click on one of the other videos that I just talked about the last few days. Anyways, I'm rambling. But anyways, Game Pass is doing awesome. It's not going anywhere soon, so take advantage of it. That is my message to you. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, there's a bike going through. Anyways, remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. No cats today.